Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amber Rose, also known as The Religious Hippie. You can basically follow me on any social media platform or you can go straight to my website at thereligioushippie.com. I apologize if you guys can hear any type of construction noise. We are getting our patio redone and I needed to film today because I don't have any other day I could do this, so just kind of bear with me here. But today is a bonus episode basically this week because I don't usually release videos on the weekend, but we're going to kind of switch things up and I'm going to start releasing videos on the weekend because my podcasts are going to be released on Fridays again instead of Mondays like we kind of started doing with this season but decided it wasn't really working out. So now podcasts will be released on Fridays and then real videos or recorded videos will be released on the weekend. And then of course I am still doing live streams throughout the week. But today we're going to be talking about Martinmas. So Saint Martin was born in what we know as current day Hungary. Right before he was born, Christianity was officially legalized in the Roman Empire, which means Christians were no longer getting persecuted and it was okay to openly practice Christianity, and it spread like wildfire throughout Rome. Martin's father was a high-ranking officer in the Imperial Horse Guard and he was assigned to a post in northern Italy, and so this is where Martin grew up. Saint Martin also joined the army, the Roman army that is, and while he was a young soldier and a really cold winter night, he came across a beggar man. This man had no clothing and he looked to be very poor. Moved by compassion, Martin took his sword and cut his wool cloak into two pieces and gave one of the pieces to the homeless man. That night, Martin had a vision of Christ wearing the half of the cloak that he gave to the beggar man. And then a little bit later, he retired from the Roman army and he told Emperor Julius, quote, "Up to now, I have served you as a soldier. Allow me henceforth to serve Christ. Give the bounty to these others who are going out to battle. I am a soldier of Christ, and it is not lawful for me to fight." Now, the bounty he was talking about was basically his last paycheck, and he was telling them to give it to the people who were more in need of this money. Now, there are a lot of different renditions of the story of Saint Martin. Some people tell him he was forced into the military by his father. Other people say once he retired from the Roman army, he was accused of cowardice, and so they were going to imprison him, but then he was like, well, what if I go into war without any weapons? And then the war ended before it even started, so they let him go. There are a few different renditions, but I am just giving you guys the rendition that I am most familiar with. I'm just throwing that out there. There are a few different renditions, so if you know something, you know a fact about Saint Martin, comment it below. After retiring from the army, he was baptized and became a monk, and then eventually became a bishop of Tours. So, what does that have to do with today? Well, November 11th is known as Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. Thank you to all the vets out there. We appreciate you guys. It's also known as the Feast of Saint Martin. This is also known as Catholic Thanksgiving, in case you guys didn't know. The Feast of Saint Martin, it marks this turning of the year and was a major fall fest in the Middle Ages. They had a feast, and normally they would butcher animals for the winter provisions with a special beef dish made in honor of Saint Martin. Goose was also really popular on St. Martin's feast day because it was known that he hid amongst the geese. He hid amongst the geese to avoid being made bishop, but the geese basically gave him away by squawking a whole lot, and so that's why we eat goose on St. Martin's feast day. If you guys have made it this far into the video, comment honk or goose. No, honk. Honk is better. And some of you guys might be like, well, what about turkey? Well, turkey was only introduced into Thanksgiving once America was discovered, and that hadn't happened yet, so yeah. So there's this one book. It's called Handbook of Christian Feasts and Customs by Father Francis Weiser. And he states, the most common and the most universal harvest and Thanksgiving celebration in medieval times was held on the feast of Saint Martin of Tours, which was hosted on November 11th. It was a holiday in Germany, France, Holland, England, and in Central Europe. People first went to Mass and observed the rest of the day with games, dances, parades, and festive dinners. The main feature of the meal being the traditional roasted goose. With the goose dinner, they drank St. Martin's wine, which was the first lot of wine made from the grapes of the recent harvest. Martinmas was the festival commemorating filled barns and stocked larders, the actual Thanksgiving Day of the Middle Ages. Even today, it is still kept in rural sections of Europe, and dinner on Martin's Day would be unthinkable without the golden brown, luscious Martin's goose. So then directly after St. Martin's feast day would start St. Martin's fast. This is also called St. Martin's Lent or Christmas fast. There's a few different words for it. Many don't actually realize this, but in the past, Advent was observed during 7-week period similar to Lent. This longer Advent season earned the name St. Martin's Lent. because it historically began on the day after the Feast of St. Martin of Tours and ends on Christmas Day. It was also called the 40 Days of St. Martin, and St. Francis of Assisi is the one who used to call it the Christmas fast. So now that you guys have all of that information, you guys now have a whole 2 days to prepare for St. Martin's feast day, and of course, St. Martin's Lent. I'm really passionate about bringing back these traditions that have somewhat been lost in American society because we don't practice them anymore. And to be honest, Martinmas does not hold any kind of significance in American culture at all. But as Catholics, we can still make these days important, we can bring back these traditions, and we can celebrate St. Martin's feast day, and we can celebrate St. Martin's Lent, just like our ancestors did. I have some more information linked below if you guys are interested, but with all that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!